Let's take a look at unwrapping UVs in XSI. The first step in the process is to determine the location of the seams. All we need to do is to select the edges where we want the seams to be, then create a cluster, and then under Model Toolbar, choose Modify Polymesh, Disconnect Components. Next, we assign a unique UV projection to our object. We can either do this directly in Properties or when we get our texture. In the texture editor, we can see that the unique UV projection type separates the UVs in many pieces. Let's get the UV properties. Under the Polypack UV section, we can tweak the angle grouping value, which basically groups together all UVs according to their angle value on the object. These little tidbits represent UVs with high angle values in relation to their neighbors, such as the nostrils. The Smooth tool can fix that in part. When assigning the unique UV projection, a pre-smooth operation was performed. Notice the colored highlights along some of the UV edges. This feature is useful to find out which common UV edges are being shared among different UV islands. To see all of them, however, we must weld the edges we disconnected earlier when we specified the seam locations. Now it is visually easy to figure out what needs to be stitched together. Let's select the UVs of the face in Island Selection mode and move them on the texture. Rotate and scale them a little. Now we will get the side of the face and do the same. Notice that we get a visual feedback when UVs are overlapping because of the highlight overlap option, which is activated. We can now stitch those two islands together along their common UV edge by using the Island to Pict tool. As we can see, there is a bit of distortion. This can be fixed by using the Relax tool. Let's repeat the process for the back of the head. This time, we'll use the Align tool to line up the corresponding UVs and avoid overlaps. The UV distortion caused by this operation will be fixed by another relax operation later on. For the other side, we cannot use the Island Healing tool because the UVs on both sides of the island will want to join their corresponding UVs on the other UV island. The healing will be done manually by selecting the specific UVs to heal and by clicking the Heal button. Now let's apply another relax operation. Of course, you can manually adjust the UVs here and there. Remember to use the Move key in conjunction with Shift to move together UVs sharing the same vertex. Also, proportional modeling is very useful. When moving UVs around, it will cause surrounding UVs to follow with a distance fall off. To move UVs individually, You can easily pick them by selecting the corresponding polynode bisector. You can change the length of the bisectors by going into the XSI preferences under Display, Component Display.